guys, welcome to today's episode. Listen, I'm excited because I'm out here getting the real tree fishing, ready to fish rig, ready to fish, okay? And so that it can stay that way. But I'm excited to talk to you about this opportunity. Listen, I partnered with the folks from Real Tree Fishing to put my series tow trips on their platform exclusively. And you're probably saying to yourself, dude, why you gotta put it on there? Why don't you just put it on YouTube? Well, listen, I'm gonna put the best one of the series. In fact, I think this is the best video we have ever done, okay? I'm gonna put that one right here, right now, so you get a taste of what it looks like. But you're gonna ask yourself, why do I gotta go over there? What's the catch? The catch is, you gotta download the app, you gotta subscribe. That's it, it's free. You're gonna watch some commercials, you're gonna watch some awesome commercials like my commercial, but you're gonna watch them on YouTube anyway. So, all of us as influencers and content creators here at YouTube that make hunting, fishing, hooking, shooting videos have to start thinking about what do we do when they say we can't put our stuff here anymore? So we've got to build an off-platform presence. Again, guys, it's free. You just got to become a subscriber. You just got to download the app. You can go to the website and watch it even for you guys that don't have a smartphone. Now, you guys know that Real Tree is synonymous with hunting, so I'm gonna be bringing you some hunting adventures. And they launched their Real Tree Fishing brand a few years ago because hunting and fishing go together like peanut butter and jelly, goes together like sweet tea and lemonade, goes together like Mama and Pawpaw. Best kayak fishing video ever. Hey guys, I'm Chad Hoover. Well, we're back in Kissimmee, Florida for the ultimate kayak fishing event, the DZ KBF the 10. But every guy that walks into that house eyes that trophy like a hippo. I'm gonna ease on it there and see if I can't hook it in the mouth hole. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. No!
Punching. Let's go, baby.
It really is a privilege to be able to put this event on. This is a true championship of champions. I'm not gonna be surprised whoever ends up winning it. Oh, yeah. Fish on. Yeah. Oh, my God. Good night. Look at that tank. That's a toad, brother. Golly. Hey, guys, I'm Chad Hoover, and we're back in Kissimmee, Florida for the 2021 DZ Kayak Bass Fishing the 10. The 10 is the top 10 anglers in the Kayak Bass Fishing Angler of the Year standings coming to Kissimmee, Florida to compete on 10 lakes, catching 10 fish for $10,000. Now, we have a wild card slot where somebody can win their way in the 10 Invitational, and Joshua Sharp has made his way into the house. Let's meet the field of competitors.
Joshua Sharp, Franklin, Tennessee.
Matthew Conant, Cape Cod, Mass.
Jeremy Mitchell, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Russ Snyder's from Nashville, Tennessee.
Alex Miller, Hermitage, Pennsylvania.
Adam Patrone from Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Derek Brundle, Wareham, Massachusetts.
Jimmy McClurkin, Dixon, Tennessee. Corey Dreyer, Randleman, North Carolina.
Bryce Gibbs from Phoenix, Arizona.
Jody Queen, Rocky Gap, Virginia.
Anthony Winkleman, Duke, Kentucky.
So if you guys aren't familiar with how kayak fishing tournaments work, we use what's called a CPR format, which stands for Catch, Photo, Release. And we're using the Fishing Chaos app, which is by far the most advanced tournament management app in the industry. The live leaderboards are amazing and allows the fans to follow along. And so we're excited about our partnership with Fishing Chaos because it allows us to do things we could just never do before. The location data, the ability to load fish when there's low signals and things like that are going to truly change the game of catch, photo, release fishing. One of the exciting things about this year's KBF the 10 is the folks from Fisheye stepped up and provided each of the anglers with 2 Tacticam fisheyes. That allowed us to let the anglers film themselves to bring you guys all of the hook sets, all of the hell yes, all of the heartbreaks, everything in between. All right, guys, welcome to the 10 house. Another amazing thing about the DZ KBF the 10 is the opportunity that we have to roll out the red carpet for these anglers. And we wouldn't be able to do that without amazing sponsors. These guys got a gift bag, if you will, a welcome package
unbelievable.
It's awesome to roll the red carpet out. Gotta give a big shout out to the folks at Encore Resort at Reunion. The place is world class. The service is world class. The amenities are world class. So if you're considering booking a Central Florida vacation, definitely check out the folks in Encore Resorts at Reunion. It's an unbelievable property. It really is a privilege to be able to put this event on. This is a true championship of champions. I'm not gonna be surprised whoever ends up winning it. Here we go. This is the 2021 DZ KBF the 10. All right, guys, so for day one, these anglers are already facing a big challenge. We had a warming trend leading up to the event for about 2 weeks. The catches during the lead-up event were unbelievable, but we had a cold front blew in, and Florida strain bass don't react well to cold front. So it's gonna be interesting to see what changes these guys make to overcome the fact that we had a cold front the night before competition.
Hey guys, good morning. It's DZ KBF the 10, day one, headed to our first spot. Looking at the water temperature this morning, looks like it's cooled off about 10 degrees from when we fished it on Sunday. We're on the northwest side of the lake. Hopefully it holds heat a little better. Expecting to go in here and get 5. I've been able to do it all 3 tournaments so far, so we'll see what the day holds.
Decided to go fish a new body of water this morning. On the way down this back road, heard a pop, tire trailer blew. Thank God Chad was here, helped me out.
So of course, I had to help, but didn't really know what I was signing up for because Alex was about as far out in the middle of nowhere as you can get, which means that it was about as far from there to a tractor supply company as you can ever imagine. All right, so I got a new tire and I got him a lug wrench. We got an hour drive to get back to where he's fishing. But here's the thing, we're in Kissimmee. There are giant bass. It's a full moon. The fish have been biting later in the day anyway. So even if he doesn't get on the water till noon with 3 hours to fish, he could still put up some big numbers in this place.
You only need an hour to catch 5. I've done more in less time, so it should just be another day.
It was exciting to see that after he got his tire fixed and after he got back on the water, he started catching fish. Alex Miller is in the hunt. His confidence couldn't be any higher, and he has the pattern and the location to win this thing.
Let's get 4 more of these bad boys.
So for this episode, I obviously wanted to fish, but when you realize that these anglers have grinded all year, they've traveled around the country, they've invested time, effort, energy, and money into this, this is their opportunity to shine. If I fished right where the anglers were fishing, I could upset the competitive balance. So anytime there's an event, I do my best to stay clear of the playing field. But when it's the 10, I've got to take that one step further because I don't want to be the reason that a person spent their entire year for this opportunity and, you know, somehow or another, I've affected the outcome. I can tell you of all the events that these anglers fish, every missed hook set, every fish that got off the boat, they're gonna second guess themselves at this event like no other because these guys all know how important every catch is. Just like any championship event, especially when weather rolls in, every angler is going to react differently. And Jimmy McClurkin made adjustments. He covered water.
Man, whew, feels good to have number 2. Feel better to have number 3, 4, and 5 in the boat. Hopefully that size. I think we've got this cove pretty disturbed. We'll move to the next one. Fish number 4, guys. Gonna keep grinding. One bite. We just need one bite.
Jimmy had a tough day because he had fish getting in his way of catching bass. I hate to say this, but it's super irritating catching pickerel when you're trying to catch bass, but it's 10 times more irritating when you're fishing in one of the biggest events you've ever fished in your life and they're costing you precious time when you should be catching bass. All right, guys, the winds have laid down, the sun has come out, everything is warming up, the birds are active, everything has set the table for the top 12 anglers in the country to lay the smack down here on Kissimmee. Let's take a look at the Fishing Chaos leaderboard. It looks like Jeremy Mitchell just moved into first place with 62¼ inches, putting Joshua Sharp, this year's 10 Invitational champion, in second place. Let's take a look at some of the action from Jeremy Mitchell's day one right now. So for the 2019 season, we worked with the All-American Kayak Classic to offer a berth into the DZ KBF to 10 from an angler outside the Trail Series Angler of the Year standings. Well, Jeremy Mitchell was the guy that won that event, and I gotta say there was a few people in the 10 that had mixed emotions about someone making it into the 10 house that didn't earn their way in through the traditional way of earning their way in. Well, one of the things that Jeremy did is something nobody else in the 10 was doing, and I think that's one of the things that you have to do to be competitive in a field with this many talented anglers. So he chose to fish these isolated canals, and on day one, it definitely paid off. So at the end of day one, there was nobody in the house that could say he didn't deserve to be there. Oh, there's one up there, see it? Just busted in those lily pads. I'm gonna ease on up there and see if I can't get it to allow me the pleasure of hooking it in the mouth hole. Ooh, oh yeah, that's a good fish. That's a good fish. Hey Russ, I'll call you back. Time to find 2 more. Confidence comes from a place of having that positive mental attitude. And one guy that exemplifies that better than anybody in the industry is Russ Snyder. The guy is always smiling. He never seems to get rattled, but he had every reason to come into this event with an immense amount of pressure. Russ won the previous DZ KBF the 10. He was the Angler of the Year, and for 3 years in a row, the Angler of the Year also went on to win the 10. Well, Russ went back-to-back as the first ever 2-time KBF Angler of the Year. So coming into this event, he had all of the pressure of the world on him that he not only should win it, but he was supposed to win it. That's a lot of pressure. But when you watch how Russ conducted himself on the water, it never seemed to get to him.
This is my third fish. I got 2 more I gotta catch, and I got about I think hour and a half to do it, so see what happens.
I talk about a thing called the 90% rule all the time, which means fishing's 90% mental. When you hook a fish and you get the fish right to the boat and you lose it, it deflates a lot of anglers. But an accomplished angler knows that if they hooked a fish and almost landed it, they were doing 99% of everything right. They just got to fix that 1%. Alex Miller exemplified that by losing a big fish with less than 10 minutes to go.
Oh, how much time we got? We got 10 minutes. All right.
Tied the lure back on, circled back around, and fished until the end. I mean, we hear cliches and we see memes and inspirational quotes and people talk about it. Alex Miller exemplified it by snatching this fish up with 1 minute to go and scrambling to get the photo taken.
359.
And guys, that's the type of attitude it takes. That could be the difference between taking home a check or ending up at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for day 1 of the DZ KBF to 10. Fishing was tough today. Here's the thing though, today was the first day post frontal and they were catching them on moving baits. Tomorrow is the second day post frontal. I'm predicting fireworks, so y'all stay tuned for more big bass action from here in Kissimmee, Florida. Hey guys, I'm Chad Hoover with Kayak Bass Fishing. If you're looking to get in on the exciting sport of kayak fishing yourself, check out kayakbassfishing.com. Yeah! Boom! Oh, yes!
What a freaking code.
So whether you want to find out more about competitive kayak fishing and kayak fishing tournaments, or just looking to learn more to make yourself a better angler, head over to kayakbassfishing.com and join today. All right, guys, so we're about to kick off day 2 of the DZ KBF to 10 here from beautiful Kissimmee, Florida. But before we do that, let's take a look at the day 1 leaderboard. All right, guys, so everybody's still got a shot at this thing, but the guys in the top 5 have the best chance of taking home the title. In 5th place, we've got Jody Queen. In 4th place, we've got Corey Dreyer. In 3rd place, we've got Joshua Sharp. Russ Snyder is sitting in 2nd place, and Jeremy Mitchell is sitting at the top of the leaderboard. So to make running this event easier, I brought along my good friend, Mr. Terry Russell. Terry actually works for KBF as the partner program or the ambassador group coordinator. And it was really tough for us to try to fish around the best anglers in the world and still find fish. And what was kind of even more frustrating is both of us had been off the water for about 5 to 6 weeks, so our mechanics were off. It was a good thing that neither one of us were fishing this event because while these guys were smashing the fish, we were just missing them. Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I saw it.
You look goofy with your hood in your hat.
I'm gonna go rob a bank when we leave here. You know what I'm saying?
You look like a homey garden gnome. It's like sniper precision. You know what I mean? It's like you see a spot you want your lure and it just goes there. I was back here making all these ridiculously good casts and I was thinking to myself, you know, I cast with sniper precision. And then I started thinking, man, I wonder what it's like not being able to do that. So then I figured I'd ask.
Be very quiet. Chad Over's fishing.
You know, as anglers, we're actually not the predator when we go out there fishing like we think we are. What we are is we're going out there to imitate the prey to get the bass who's the predator to attack it. But there's times though that you feel like you're the predator, especially as you're sliding through some grass that's a little bit taller than the kayak. You almost feel like a lion kind of sneaking through the grass on the savannah and you're just ready to pounce. I oftentimes get compared to having the physique of a apex predator, like a hippo. Got him. Let's go back in here and get him. Stay on, buddy. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, no. No! That was a good fish.
That makes me feel a lot better about myself when he can't do it either. He's got that same eject button on his reel that I've got. You just click it and the fish comes off. Because you don't want to touch them, they're slimy.
The one thing about weather is to be careful what you wish for, because a lot of guys thought, man, it can't get any worse than this, and it did. On day 2, we actually had colder night than the previous night and really just shut down those Florida strain bass. Like Matthew Conant won the first ever KBF Triple Crown by winning the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship, the Challenge Series Championship, and the Trail Series Championship on Lake Guntersville to lead into this event, but he didn't catch a single fish until 1:30.
Only picked one up, punching. 15 3/4.
Look here.
You know, I gotta say this because got him. I need to give Terry a little bit of a boost. You know, Terry didn't really do that great, but he actually caught as many fish as Matthew Conant did, and Matthew Conant's the reigning best angler in the world.
Come to daddy.
All right, guys, so we're halfway through day 2, and your day 1 leader, Jeremy Mitchell, has yet to put a fish on the board. I don't know if that means he's caught them and hasn't loaded them, or he's just struggling to catch them. And it sounds like Jeremy is moving spots. So it must mean that his day 1 spot is either dried up or he's got a better spot to go to. Only time will tell. But guys, we're gonna keep our eyes on Jeremy Mitchell, but it looks like Adam Patron just moved into first place and has a commanding lead on day 2 of the Kayak Bass Fishing, the 10. Little fat boy. They get really dark on the back like that in this dark water, and it's a natural defense against avian predators. They hide in these patches and things like that because, you know, the biggest threat to these guys is not other predatory fish, especially in the south. It's the death from above. You know, I'm never surprised when I check the leaderboard, but I gotta say this. I checked the leaderboard a little bit over halfway through day 2, and who's sitting at the top of the leaderboard? None other than Mr. Alex Miller. This truly demonstrates the caliber of anglers that are here. Alex had every reason to pack it in. He had a rough start, but here we are. We're over halfway through the event, and he's sitting at the top of the leaderboard.
That's it right there.
When you get to know the anglers in this event, it's hard not to root for all of them. But there are certain anglers that have a track record with this event. 2 of those guys are Jody Queen and Corey Dreyer. Corey was the co-champion of the original event, and I know he wants to be a repeat champion. Jody Queen has been to more 10s than any angler, and that means he's got to stand there and watch somebody else get the trophy. And these guys all will congratulate their buddies, they'll clap, but every guy that walks into that house eyes that trophy. The $10,000 is cool. They want that hardware. Long after that money is spent, they'll still belong to that alumni of 10 champions. And honestly, any one of these guys could have that magic happen and be standing there with that trophy in their hand at the end. There's a certain set of skills and basic componentry that you need to be a champion. There's certain character traits that you want in a champion. And so as the promoter, the owner of kayak bass fishing, you want a champion that people can get behind. I don't think that there's a better angler and human being on the planet that you could hand select to be the champion of your most premier and your most elite event than Jody Queen. All right, guys, your 2021 DZ KBF the 10 champion, the 4-time was the charm, Mr. Jody Queen. A lot like several other anglers in the field, I've become really good friends with Jody Queen over the years. I've spent a lot of time on the water filming with him, chasing snook on the Chazahowitzka. And I can tell you this, there's one other thing that I think a champion should exhibit, one other characteristic, and that's that everybody they meet, they make those people want to be better. And I think that Jody Queen has that in spades. Everybody he comes in contact with appreciates who he is and just wants to be a little bit better person because of having met him. So congratulations to my good friend, Mr. Jody Queen. Well, guys, that's going to do it for this year's DZ KBF the 10. We'll be back here in Kissimmee, Florida next year for this exciting event again. Let's take a look at the final standings on the Fishing Chaos leaderboard.
There he is.
Yeah! Look at that tank! Fish on!